Hi YouTube, this is Luke, broadcasting out of Virginia. It's May 18th, 2014. I keep getting questions to the tune of where do I get my protein on a vegetarian or vegan diet? And I just want to take a minute to discuss where exactly I do get my protein. Then I also want to discuss how much protein one actually needs to synthesize new muscle, DNA, and cellular structure. Also, in coordination with protein, what else you may need and do need to synthesize new cells. Also, how much protein can you digest at once? I think is another important question I want to cover, just to kind of give people an understanding. And this is the reason I mainly made the switch to a vegetarian slash vegan diet is from more of a health perspective. Okay, so here we go. Where do I get my protein? So first of all, I just kind of wanted to cover the things that I eat most of the time. Pretty much everyday items that I eat that contain protein that are fruits and vegetables and the contents therein. So first is broccoli. Broccoli contains 2.57 grams of protein per cup, along with a litany of micronutrients and carbohydrates, fiber, and broccoli contains no fat. Kale. Kale contains 4.2 grams of protein per cup of kale. Also contains a significant amount of iron, along with other minerals, vitamins, which your body can absorb more readily because they've already been broken down by plants. Whereas when you go to the store and buy a multivitamin from, your local store, that vitamin is most likely, basically, if you buy a calcium supplement, it's like they take a calcium rock, grind it up, and give it to you as a calcium supplement, as opposed to like calcium you get from plants like kale or broccoli or wherever else, which have already been broken down and ionized by the plants, wherein your body can actually metabolize and utilize these vitamins and minerals much quicker and much more efficiently than it can from just store-bought multivitamins. Okay, so also bananas contain 1.29 grams of protein. Avocados contain 4.02 grams of protein. Mangoes contain 1.06 grams of protein. All of those as well contain a ton of micronutrients. They're extremely rich in the micronutrients your body needs as well to develop cellular structure. Okay, so that's basically what I would put like in a protein shake that I eat, along with maybe some hemp protein. And that equates out to I would say about 15 grams of protein if I add the hemp powder or some peanut butter every shake that I'm drinking throughout the day. And I usually drink about 3. So that's not very much protein right there. I also maybe will eat about 4 or 5 bananas throughout the day for snacks. I'll eat a lunch that may consist of cooked food like quinoas, lentils, some tofu, and I'll eat a dinner usually that's cooked. On a more raw diet, I try not to eat a cooked lunch. I try just to eat a cooked dinner. And dinner's usually the biggest meal. It'll be like a rice-heavy meal. I'll cook a lot of, vegetables into it too: broccoli, asparagus, spinach, onions, garlic, things of that nature, beans, especially for dinner, which contain a lot of protein. Okay, so that's exactly where I get my protein from. A lot of you people out there who lift weights are going to say, well, you're not getting enough protein, okay? But that brings me to my next point, which is how much protein do you need in a day? Now, there's a lot of different schools of thought on this, so I'll give you one that's from the World Health Organization, recommendation for a human being and protein requirements for the day. So based on a metric weight, most of the world uses the metric system, you should consume about 0.08 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, not pound, kilogram. So you can do the conversions if you'd like, but some quick math you could do is take your current weight and multiply it by 0.36. And you're going to get how much protein you need to consume in a given day. I, at 217 pounds, only need to consume 78.12 grams of protein per day, which sounds absolutely absurd to anybody who lifts weights, right? Because you've been told your entire time you've been lifting that you need to consume at least 1 pound of protein per pound of body weight, or you're going to wither on the vine. I'm here to tell you that's just not true. That's bro science. These people haven't done adequate research. They don't understand the way the human digestive system works. Their entire logic is flawed, and mainly what they're trying to do is sell you supplements, okay? Think check your source. Who's the one who told you off the bat that you need to consume that much protein? Was it a fitness magazine that's got a million supplement ads in it? Was it a doctor? Was it, any kind of medical research you read? Or was it your buddy? Or a fitness magazine? Or a YouTube channel you watched? So, consider your source. Okay. Another thing that I thought may be relevant would be how much protein can one digest at a given time? Because there's guys out there that eat protein in massive quantities. I mean, 6 pieces of chicken, 2 steaks, and then a couple pieces of broccoli and some asparagus, whatever they want. But according to most literature I could find, your body can only process 8 to 10 grams of protein an hour. And your total digestive time may be around an hour and 30 minutes of a given meal. So if you consume, and the maximum amount you could actually absorb was 15 grams of protein in an hour. Okay, so your digestion of your meal you ate takes about an hour and a half. So if you consume a meal of 50 grams of protein, your body can't digest but 15 grams, maybe 20 in an hour and a half. So basically, you're wasting 35 grams of protein. There's no need to eat that much, okay? Now, the reason you see guys that are having results by eating that way is because they're still getting the 15 grams of protein they need, in correct increments of time to achieve an anabolic state of muscle building. But they're not using more than half of what they're eating. Also, they're not getting enough micronutrients, okay? Every meal a vegan or a vegetarian person eats has to consist of a lot of plant material to fill your stomach. So most vegetarians and vegans you'll meet are getting a ton of micronutrients, as well as they're more than adequately meeting the requirements for new cellular synthesis, okay? One other thing I want to touch on briefly is the need to have chlorophyll in your diet. Okay, you can get that from wheatgrasses, spirulina. There's many sources, to name a few. Chlorophyll is essential in the production of new blood cells. And if you're building muscle, and your goal is to build muscle, you're going to need new blood supply to feed that muscle. So any of you lifters out there who are not consuming spirulina, wheatgrass, any kind of chlorophyll in your diet, you should think about adding that in seriously to your current, dietary regimen. Won't hurt you in any way. Just give it a try. I also want to say, guys, if you have doubts about this stuff, do your own research. Don't talk to your buddy about it. Go to the World Health Organization's website, go to a medical doctor, see how much protein you really need to eat, how much can you absorb in an hour, how long does digestion take, things of this nature, okay? And I've been on a vegetarian diet for about 2 months now, and I've had great results. I'm not low energy. I'm losing weight. I'm retaining all my strength. I'm not hungry all the time. And I'm still able to grow, I feel. I'm not having much problems. So if you guys have any further questions, feel free to message me. That's just the one I get the most commonly. Where do you get your protein? That's my take on it. Like and subscribe to the channel. Any comments you want to give or contribute, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.